why Jan Vishwas 2.0 matters, how it will affect the citizens and the businesses, and can it really help the ease of living and ease of doing business. Imagine a system where minor mistakes don't land you up in jail and businesses can operate without the fear of criminal prosecution for minor issues. This is the promise of Jan Vishwas Act, and now we have the successor of the 2023 version. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajiram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh and today we are going to talk about Jan Vishwas Bill 2.0, that how this bill brings a promise of expansion of the reform which was set in the first Jan Vishwas Act of 2023. Now let us start with understanding that what exactly Jan Vishwas Act of 2023 brought onto our plate. So when we talk about Jan Vishwas Act of 2023, the whole purpose of it was to make sure that there is promotion of ease of living as well as ease of doing business. And how this was done? ये कैसे किया गया? This was done through making sure that the minor offences are decriminalized. What do I mean here? कि यहाँ पे जो छोटे offences हैं उनके लिए आपके against criminal proceeding नहीं होगी. For example, if you are going to, as per the act, minor offences like milking a cow on the road, for that you will not be jailed. Such minor offences will be penalized or changed accordingly. Now when we talk about Jan Vishwas Act 2023, it amended 183 provisions across 42 central acts under 19 ministries and departments, and it went ahead and also covered environment, agriculture, trade, industry, media, etc. So this was the whole idea of Jan Vishwas Act 2023, and furthermore it focused on certain key important features which could directly facilitate ease of living and ease of doing business. यहाँ पे जो features थे उनमें यहाँ पर स्पेशल फोकस इस बात पे था कि लोगों की यहाँ पे जो दिनचर्या है, जो नॉर्मल लाइफ जीते हैं वो आसान हो सके और साथ ही साथ उनके जो बिजनेस करने का तरीका है वो भी आसान हो सके. तो कौन से की फीचर्स थे जो जन विश्वास एक्ट 2023 में लाए गए थे? What were the features which were brought in Jan Vishwas Act 2023? First, the imprisonment was replaced with monetary fines and civil penalties. Basically, that was the core of decriminalization. Apart from that, proportionality principle was brought. Now, the punishment was given almost in proportion to the severity of the offence. And to maintain the deterrence that came with the fines were set on auto increase. That means the fine will automatically increase by 10% every 3 years. So the deterrence that should come with the fines, especially onto the citizens as well as the businesses, should be intact. Apart from that, there was a shift to administrative judication as well, because there, as of now, there has been utmost burden on our judiciary, because of which there are multiple pending cases across the sectors. To address that, now the education was given to administrative setup, and the whole philosophy behind it was to move to a trust-based governance rather than focusing on punitive suspicion-based system. And that is how Jan Vishwas Act of 2023 set the stage, and now Jan Vishwas 2.0 is here to expand on this landmark reform. So when we talk about Jan Vishwas 2.0 or Jan Vishwas Act of 2023, we have to understand how is this working. The basic fact is changing the existing laws through decriminalization, and then that will bring in certainty, trustworthiness, it will bring in investors, individual entrepreneurs on the trustworthiness platform, and there will be hopefully a higher compliance ratio which will lead to ease of doing as well as ease of living. And on the very same note, let us discuss Jan Vishwas 2.0. So Jan Vishwas 2.0 is basically amending 355 provisions which is across 16 central laws, and this will be another decriminalization drive. That means you will not be present for all of these in 288 provision. It has also introduced warnings and improvement notices, which was not the scenario earlier, in 76 offences. That means, for example, if there has been first time misuse of a non-standard weight or the measure, then you might get a warning or you might get an improvement notice, but you will not be directly present for that, or you will not directly fined for that. That will facilitate the ease of doing business in this particular place. Furthermore, in this very Jan Vishwas 2.0, there has been a direct addressal that comes for legal overreach. So, it already focuses on correcting any sort of outdated or excessive punishment that is present. It is also making sure that the proportionality principle that we just talked about with reference to Jan Vishwas Act of 2023. For example, if you are milking a cow on the street, or if you are not exercising your pet dog, the imprisonment is not there, fines will be proportion, or there will not be excessive punishment for such a scenario. The whole purpose of this rejuggle or rehaul that we are talking about is the fact that the burden on the citizens and justice system should reduce, the legal code should be modernized, and there should be trust between the state, businesses and citizens. Now let us understand the economic and judicial impact that we are expecting from this Jan Vishwas overhaul. So if we look into the impacts, the two direct impacts that we are expecting from it is the economic impact that will come from ease of living and the ease of doing business that we are expecting to see, because as per ORF report, if we look into 50% or more than 50% of India's business law, they have imprisonment clauses. That means if anything goes wrong by the business person, it could be done by the business person unknowingly, or he needs to learn. That means he could land up in jail. That deters the business person to perform better, bring in innovation, and to remove that, the decriminalisation part has been brought in. Because whenever we will find excessive criminalization, there will always be a huge barrier that will be lying in front of businesses to make sure that they go ahead in entrepreneurship or they perform better in terms of innovation. And on the very same note, if we talk about the benefits, the simple benefit that will come to the businesses is there will be that the regulatory landscape would be simplified. That means the compliance burden will go down and businesses will have more confidence to focus on their business and innovation that can come with it. Furthermore, it will encourage domestic as well as foreign investment, because the trustworthiness that will come with it, the credit worthiness, and the fact that this is going to be a stable, that is why it is coming with a legal statutory backing as well. Now, if we talk about the judicial impact, we need to understand a very simple number that as of now, we have 3.6 crore cases pending, criminal cases in district courts. And many of these criminal cases are coming from minor offences. So if we want to address this huge pendency on judiciary, then we have to decriminalize the minor offences, the technical issues, the clogging system that has been present in front of us. So to address this part, which is clogging the system as of now, and to address this, we need to make sure that the cases that actually need redressal go to the court, and which can be dealt with fines, which can be dealt with notices, which can be dealt with other issues at administrative adjudication as well, can be taken up at that very end. That will facilitate the fact that this pendency reduces, and that is what will come with decriminalization. Decriminalization will reduce the pendency, especially in terms of small cases. It will give the courts the freedom to focus on serious crimes which actually require the lens of the judiciary, the effort of the judiciary, and it will also create an efficient justice delivery system. Now, what do you think that will this act will be able to bring the ease of living and ease of doing business that it is promising or not? Let me know in the comment section. That was all from my side. Thank you so much.